It was another usual day at the Melu campus for Sam, Clover, Alex, Brittany, Matt, and Nick. Currently, Sam, Brittany, and Nick were hanging out at the penthouse, while Alex and Clover and Matt were out in classes. The basket weaving was for Alex, surftology for Clover, and a sign language for Matt. Currently, Brittany and Sam were playing another game of chess, while Nick was checking out the sports news. Listening to some J-pop, Brittany supported her blue tee and jeans, while Sam had her bright green blouse with white pants, and she had a hair clip on her left side. Nice to see that it's a bit of quiet time, Brittany said, happily stated. Totally, Sam quipped, and I can't believe that's checkmate, Britt. Dang, you're right, Brittany classified playfully. I hope you aren't losing too much of your touch, Sam joked. You're a great opponent after all. No, I just make a couple of mistakes I didn't catch, Brittany replied with a chuckle. Oh, okay, Sam remarked, believing her. Brittany declined her third game after Sam won her twice. Counting their game just now, that was when Brittany decided to get a drink for herself. Then she noticed on the calendar on the refrigerator that saw that Alex's birthday was written on a current day. Hey, Nick and Sam, did either of you guys know that Alex's birthday is today? Brittany then asked. Come to think of it, I looked on the fridge before my class today, Sam answered. Well, I haven't been to the fridge yet today, Nick added, then realizing the magnitude. Oh, crap baskets. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Well, there is still time, Nick, Brittany pointed out. The sliding doors to the penthouse opened, and that's a relief. Matt and Clover were holding up their books, and Matt was holding up a chocolate ice cream basket. Where were you, Sam? Matt asked. Right here, Sam answered, coming forward, only to chuckle at Matt as her chocolate ice cream. Thank you, hun. Sam gave Matt a kiss and a smack dab on his lips, then took the ice cream. She then looked at Matt's green and white 2008 throwback motocross shirt that read Villa Poto 2 on the back, significantly a multi-time Supercross / motocross champ, Ryan Villapoto. Clover had her pink tank top on with number 1 on the chest, along with some pink jeans and shorts. So, how did your classes go? Sam asked Matt and Clover. Totally fun for surfology, Clover replied. I have to say, I didn't think Matt would be interested in surfing, considering that he's from Hawaii and all. Motocross is my life, Clover, Matt remarked. I probably should surf on the paper, but I wouldn't be very good at it. At least I don't think. Hey, where's Alex? Brittany asked. Is her class running late? No, Matt and I just talked to her, Clover answered. She's got her shift at the Malay Cafe right after her class, so she's only an hour in. But we both know about that Alex's birthday is today, Matt added. I was the first to wish her happy birthday. At least, I'm sure I am. Well, I haven't seen her since breakfast, Sam replied while licking her ice cream cone. Same, Brittany and Nick replied at the same time. So far, Matt and I are the only ones who have told Alex happy birthday, Clover added. I guess Britt, Nick, and I have to have our turns, Sam quipped. But hey, bro, it looks like you got some extra time to think of something, Matt spoke up to Nick. True there, Brittany quipped. Anything in mind, Nick? Sam asked, knowing that Nick was seeing Alex. Well, there is this really cool restaurant that she's been wanting to go to for a while, Nick answered. I was thinking of taking her there tonight. Oh, you mean you're gonna go over that way? Clover wondered, knowing exactly which one that Nick was talking about. Bingo, Nick replied. Before long, Clover had done her wardrobe change into a VRX powder to her pink tie-on bikini. Clover, where are you heading? Sam asked. To the Mile Beach, Clover answered. Blaney's probably in the middle of the beach v-ball practice. With that, she was out to the penthouse like a shot. Well, I think Clover's given me an idea of how to spend the rest of the day, Matt remarked. Then he looked at the others. Brittany and Sam nodded, and so did Nick. We could even help you think of something for Alex to do, Brittany then added to Nick. I am lucky to have friends who will watch my back so I don't trip on my own feet, Nick quipped. So if I do need some ideas, I'll definitely let you guys know. 5:03 p.m. just outside of Malay Cafe. Man, talk about the food rush. Alex sighed as she walked back towards the Spies' penthouse, having finally finished her shift. Now I know what I mean by the Mayu madness when it comes to this place. That's exactly what I have forged in my language class. Nick laughed. Oh, hey, Nick, Alex exclaimed as she ran over to hug her boyfriend. I never knew how hard it was to learn another language after I started this class, Nick quipped. Tell me about it, Alex responded. I took a Spanish class back at Bev High and oof, that was a pain in the ass. I swear, it's like they're making learning other languages a pain on purpose, Nick groaned. So that I'm down with the rush, what's up? Alex asked. Well, I want to wish you a happy birthday. That's first of all. And second of all, Nick replied, considering that I didn't get a chance earlier. Aw, thanks, Alex giggled, leaned over to kiss Nick. You're such a sweetheart. You know that? I have been told, Nick replied. So did you have anything special in plan? Alex wondered as she and her boyfriend walked hand in hand back to the penthouse. Just curious, that's all. That's the thing, actually, Nick answered. I've been spending a lot of my free time thinking of something we could do. It's not really that easy, you know? Oh, I don't know it, Alex laughed. Here's a hint. Just opened up and pulled over right way, Nick quipped, smiling when he saw that Alex's eyes lit up. You mean, Alex gasped. Sounds like you figured it out, Nick stated. I heard you were talking about it for a while, and I once remembered that. I finally got my idea, and as for the others are planning, I have no clue since they won't tell me. Well, you're not exactly the grand master of secret keeping, Nick, Alex teased. Remember what you did to Mandy back at Bev High? It served her right for posting an embarrassing photo all over the school paper, Nick replied. When it comes to her, I don't even get mad. I get even. Well, ain't that the truth? Alex laughed. Well, come on, let's keep going. Almost like lightning, Alex dragged Nick away from the cafe so they can head over to the restaurant. Nick was just happy to see her and now didn't feel bad for almost having everything forgotten about Alex's birthday. Wow, this place is more even excited than on the inside, Alex gasped as she and Nick seated and waited for their orders. At the Sunspot Cafe, everything had a tropical island feel when it came to the aesthetic. That's pretty much exactly what I said, Nick quipped. But I do hope the food tastes even half as good as the place looks, Alex replied. I take it that you like this? Nick asked hesitantly. I love it, Nick, Alex giggled, leaning over to kiss Nick. Thank you so much for taking me to here. Hey, you deserved it the best, honestly, Nick responded. I just want to be a good boyfriend to you. Well, in my professional opinion, you're doing a fantastic job, Alex replied, kissing Nick again. Their kiss was interrupted by a classic song that was played on the radio, one song that Nick definitely remembered as a kid himself. I Can Make You Happy by Davy Jones begins to play. Holy crap baskets, I haven't heard this song in ages, Nick quipped. All the times I heard it on Scooby-Doo, it just came back like a rushing back to me. Memory lane time, Alex replied, liking the lyrics. Their drinks came in first. So tell me about your language class, Alex requested after a sip of her drink. It must be hard, is it? Oof, I don't even know it, Nick sighed with a chuckle. If anyone told me that learning another language was easier after class, I'd bonk them one. Alex looked pretty surprised herself. I've heard that Matt say a time or two that he's got a pretty good tongue. Maybe I could ask him about pronouncing this and that. Believe me, I've been thinking about it, Nick stated. I just hope he can do so, but I won't bank it on him if it's on regular letters. Is that what he told you? Alex asked. I did ask him about it a couple weeks ago, Nick answered. Sounds like the norm, Alex replied. Nick nodded in agreement. By the way, Alex spoke up, where did the others get to? Clover had an urge for the Mad Beach, Nick answered. It's just you and me here. Well then, let's make it most of our time, Alex quipped. Once their food came, Nick and Alex started conversing about what they have been seen at the Malu lately, like whatever the heck Mandy had been wearing the other day, to the point where even Mandy had been confused. Alex also had no expressive interest in volleyball's team match last week, considering how much fun they were a roll on. But all in all, it was a very good birthday date, and Alex's professional opinion. 5:57 p.m. Malu Beach. Down at the beach, Sam, Brittany, Nate, Clover, and Matt were all having a beach volleyball game together. Matt and Sam versus Brittany and Clover. It was just simple race to 5 points. Blaney was on the sidelines being the referee, and Sam and Brittany had just gone bikinis with themselves, and Sam decided to give her a green one-piece swimsuit a break. Brittany wore her blue bikini, and Sam had a white tie on it. So Clover had just spiked the ball down in Matt and Sam's area. Yeah! Brittany exclaimed, high-fiving Clover. 4-all, Blaney announced. Last point wins. Sam was the one who delivered the last point, giving her and Matt the win. Good game, Clover commented as they 4-ball high-five. Likewise, Matt quipped. Anyone has to rinse off before heading back, he asked, pointing at the ocean. Oh, Sam and Brittany and Clover raised their hands, and they ran with Matt for an ocean for a quick swim. Matt and Sam resurfaced in a kiss. Oh, I just feel get a better run get Alex's cake before it's too late, Clover exclaimed. Blaney had been briefed about that today being Alex's birthday, so he went with Clover. I just hope Alex doesn't come to the beach by accident, Brittany replied as the remaining spies gathered their belongings. I'll let them know, Sam quipped, getting her phone out and texting Alex that they were heading back to the penthouse. And I gotta tell Nick that we have our surprise all worked out, Matt said. The old lights on surprise never fails. Great idea, Brittany replied. I get Clover and the other surprise. After both they took care of their duties, Sam was now in her beach-covered clothes, looped an arm around Matt's back, and the three went back to the penthouse. Man, that was amazing, Alex giggled. I take it that you enjoyed yourself there, Nick asked. Yep, we definitely have to go there again sometime. Alex laughed, leaned over to hug her boyfriend. I provided the classes for us. I'd love to go back, Nick answered, discreetly and checking his phone to see that the surprise was ready. 6:39 p.m., the Spies' penthouse. There was still some daylight left, and it was graduated that the sun was setting and the Spies returned. Needless to say, Matt was a bit awestruck with Sam in her bikini as she struck a pose at him every now and then. Yes, she hasn't changed yet, but she will eventually. While Brittany was changing, Sam and Matt did a spare time by squeezing in a quick kissing session before Brittany came out. And then Sam finally changed back into some clothes sometime before Clover and Blaney returned to Alex's birthday cake. Hey guys, Clover replied, holding Alex's cake. Blaney was holding pizza. Are we too late? Blaney asked. No, Alex and Matt and Nick have not come home yet, Brittany answered. Perfect, Clover grinned. Matt came running back. They're on their way, he exclaimed, and the others began shutting off the lights to surprise Alex. Wait, what did she do that? Alex asked. Yank her and everything, Nick quipped. Wow, it sounds like one tricky customer. Alex giggled as they reached the penthouse. Why are the lights off? Someone's better not mess up with the wiring like they did at the south side of the campus, did they? Okay, everyone, lights on, Nick proclaimed. At Nick's command, the lights at the penthouse illuminated the area to show the rest of the spies standing alongside a delectable-looking birthday cake, each of them holding a present. Happy birthday, Alex! Everyone exclaimed. See, I told you I was right. The tricks of the lights out works every time, Matt teased. Aw, you guys, Alex laughed. So what do you think, Alex? Nick asked. All I can really say is that you're the best friends ever, Alex exclaimed. Okay, everyone, let's get this party started, Brittany proclaimed. And make sure to eat some of the cake. I know where you guys like to eat out, Clover quipped. Thanks, everyone, Alex replied, extremely appreciative. It's your special day, Alex, Nick told her. You deserved it. The spies then all shared a group hug and enjoyed the rest of the night together. And that, my little pretties, was Alex's awesome birthday. A Totally Spies fan fiction written by Mat49324. Matt, thank you so much for writing this story. Thank you for writing this for me. This was appreciative. I really do enjoy this story. This was a great story. I enjoyed it. So, my final thoughts on this story: a really good Totally Spies fan fiction. I could definitely say this one was really cute. I'm definitely have to say it was really cute and it was really well made. I'm definitely gotta say I really do like how this went out. It was absolutely amazing, and it was just very well done. That's the main thing. I really like how this went out. It was just flat out amazing, and it was just pretty good, to be completely honest. It was just amazing. I really liked how the story went out, mainly because, Sam and Clover, Brittany, Matt and a bunch of their friends want to do kind of like a surprise party for Alex. So while Alex is out doing her usual thing, everyone's just kind of like do a surprise party, which is really good, actually. I really do appreciate that for a fact. I really like how the plot went out. The plot of it was just flat out amazing. And I definitely gotta say, this one was actually really well done and made. In the matter of sense, I'm gonna say this. For what the story was absolutely beautiful, really well made and detailed. And I definitely gotta say, this story was actually really well made. And I do love how the whole, episode went out. Well, the whole story went out. I could actually see this being a real episode of Totally Spies, even though they haven't made a Totally Spies episode in a couple of years, but I really would appreciate if they were to do something like this. And this is not completely out of the ordinary for Totally Spies to sit there and do that, because I know throughout the show, throughout the years, they have done a lot of weird stuff, and this is not completely out of the ordinary for them to sit there and do that. With them fighting the villain and stuff like that. But I gotta say, Matt, this one was actually a really good one-shot. It was really cute, though, too. I really do appreciate you writing this. So, I do have to say that the grammar of this story was really well done. You did really much a good improvement from throughout the last couple of fan fictions I wrote from you, which I will plan to read more of your other ones. So, with that being said, I do have to say I love how the sentence structuring and the punctuation mark went out. Maybe there might have been a few errors here, punctuation errors and grammatical errors here and there, but other than that, it was mostly really well done and really well made. It is readable, and I can really picture this being the case with Totally Spies, because let's be honest, when you're in your teens, or when you're when you're kind of like at the Spies age, like Sam, Clover, and Alex's ages, yeah, you do get a lot of surprises and stuff like that. So that's definitely a good positive that I'm gonna definitely have to say. I really do appreciate this story being really good. There was definitely a lot of time and effort into it, so that's definitely a very good positive, because most creepypastas or fanfictions nowadays with bad grammar and stuff like that, they don't do as good. And that's definitely very disappointing. But, if you could kind of hear, my other video, which was my, what was it? My kind of like rant on Goshia Wiki, because, yeah, if you checked out that, you could probably understand what I mean by no one's putting time and effort. There are some stories that do have a bit of better grammar, but it's just cliche madness. But anyway, get back with this subject. I really do like how this story went out. It was flat out amazing. Really well done. Really well made. I definitely gotta say, I really do like how this story went out. It was just flat out awesome. So with that being said, I'm gonna say this right now, and like I always continue to say, this is simply my own personal opinion, and if you happen to disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions regards to these creepypastas or fanfictions, whatever you guys see it as, and this is simply my own personal thoughts. Personally, this is a fanfiction, so I don't know why I call fanfictions creepypastas, but you know what? On with the final rating. My final rating of the story is a 10 out of 10. Really great story. I have to say, Matt, you did awesome. Really well done. I really do hope you make more fanfictions like this, because if you got bored that you would like me to read, feel free to send them to me. I'll put them on a link on one of my videos that I've done, and I will check them out and see if I find them interesting to read. So, with that being said, what did you guys think of this fanfiction? Did you all enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what have you done personally to help make this story a lot better? Leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section down below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you happen to be brand new here on this channel, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, please roll the outro, because I'm out of here, and I'll be catching you guys in the next video.